I'm Alexandra Sinclair, Assistant Fisheries Officer with the Department of Marine Resources, and I will be presenting the Bahamas National Report. This is some of the topics I'll be covering throughout the presentation. So the Bahamas Exclusive Economic Zone is estimated to be 64,000 square kilometers or 200 nautical miles. Our fishing area or shelf is estimated to be 116,550 square kilometers, with our fishing fleet estimated to have 4,000 fishing vessels ranging from 3.5 meters to 35.9 meters, with the 2020 Fisheries Act requiring any vessels 15 feet or larger to be registered if involved in the commercial fishing sector. The population of the Bahamas, according to the preliminary count of the 2022 census conducted by the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, is estimated to be 399,314, which is within the range of previous population projections that were made after the 2010 census. Economic development. It was thought that the fisheries sector contributed to the GDP range between 1% to 2% annually. However, preliminary findings from a study conducted by BNSI estimated that the fisheries sector accounts for 20% of the country's GDP, taking into account the entire value chain, including commercial and recreational fishing, fisheries processing, exports, sports fishing, and supply for the local market. Next slide, please. So when it comes to production, this graph shows the total fisheries product landing by weight and value for the years 2018 to 2022. And you can see that the catch fluctuates from year to year. And this is due to our main targeted species, which is the Caribbean spiny lobster, which makes up the bulk of what is being landed in the Bahamas. The fisheries sector generates some 80 million US dollars annually to export earnings and provide full-time employment to an estimated 9,300 commercial fishers and a few hundred people more in vessel maintenance, fishing, fish processing, retail, and trade. The fishing fleet is characterized as small scale and accounts for approximately 4,000 fishing vessels ranging in length from 3 meters to 30 meters, but generally less than 7 meters in length. With advancements in fishing technologies such as sonar, GPS, and BMS, with catch selective gear, this has increased the catch per unit effort of Bahamian fishers and allowed for sustainable harvest and reduce bycatch within the fisheries sector. Management measures. So the Department of Marine Resources mandate is primarily responsible for the administration, management, and development of our fisheries in the Bahamas, with our mission in the development of the fisheries sector through sustainable use and integrated management of the fisheries resources, coastal zone, and the marine ecosystems for the well-being of the Bahamian environment. When it comes to enforcement, so it is to be noted that we passed the Fisheries Act of 2020 in December of 2020, and it was enacted in June of 2021. The subsidiary legislations and regulations for the 2020 Act is said to be completed by the end of this year. So we are still enforcing the regulations of 1986 and other regulations listed. It is to be noted that the Department of Marine Resources is the scientific authority for the Convention of the International Trade of Endangered Species, where the management authority would be the Department of Agriculture. When it comes to management, we also have implemented closed seasons for our commercially important species. For example, the Caribbean spiny lobster. We have size restrictions, fishing gear guidelines and restrictions, vessel registrations, protected species, and bag limits on the sports fishing and personal baggage sectors. And we also have marine protected areas throughout the Bahamian EEZ framework. The Department of Marine Resources is the management authority for the commercial fishing sector in collaboration with other enforcement agencies such as the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Defense Force, and Bahamas Customs, who are designated as authorized officers. These organizations work along with the department to enforce fisheries rules and regulations within the Bahamian EEZ. We also have partnerships with non-government organizations such as TNC, BNT, BRIEF, BIMRO, and PIMS. These organizations assist the department with capacity building in terms of training of fisheries officers and the provision of research funding to better manage the fisheries sector. Key development, the department in 2021 started the digitization of our services on the My Gateway portal, and to date, 19 services are online for Bahamians and foreign sport fishers. The expansion of the department throughout 19 islands and keys, and the commission of 5 marine patrol crafts on major fishing islands to increase patrol within the Bahamas EEZ. So in 2018, along with TNC and Wild Aid, the Marine Action Partnership was developed, which is a department-led multi-year initiative that enhances marine patrol, investigative, and operational coordination among national and international law enforcement partners. As a result of the nation's leadership and elevated response to foreign and domestic poaching through ongoing MAP initiatives, including its collaboration with the United States and the Canadian governments, the Bahamas was recently recognized by the International Monitoring, Control, and Surveillance Network, the Bahamas Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources and National Security received the IMCS First Place Stop IUU Fishing Award this month in Halifax, Canada, for notable successes in combating IUU fishing. Okay, projections towards a blue economy. Development of an aquaculture and mariculture sector in the Bahamas is a priority of the Bahamian government, as it may allow for the rearing of commercially important species such as lobster, grouper, and conch to supplement the capture fisheries. Additionally, the development of a deep sea and pelagic fisheries within the Bahamas EEZ and on the high seas will be a move towards a blue economy. However, an expansion and advancement in the commercial fishing fleet of the Bahamas is needed to undertake this objective. So as the Bahamas strives towards food security and the management of our natural resources, the journey will not be easy. However, it will be worth it, as future generations will benefit from the decisions and policies implemented within this generation. Food security, sustainability, and management will be the foundation for the conservation of our resources.
Thank you, Ms. Sinclair, for the presentation.